Brian Hoyer opened a lot of eyes this week, didn't he?
There's no question. I thought
he played 10 games, so he averaged about 104 yards per game. Now it's Marlon Lucky. Gets to the 5, close to the goal line, bouncing off tacklers, and he's in. Marlon Lucky scores the game's first touchdown, and the East takes the lead.
You see right there, you work hard all week with a new group of guys. You want to be rewarded. You think they don't want to, at the end of this baby, when 60 minutes has expired, there's a winner. These guys want to win as well. Compete and win and impress the scouts along the way.
An impressive drive. They balanced the run and pass. Hoyer had the big throw to Deion Butler, and then they were able to pound it in when they got inside of the red zone.
Gano puts the point after through, and it's a 7-0 lead. As the East strikes first, Marlon Lucky goes over from about 6 yards away.
Shows you the inside-outside ability to get himself into the end zone. Tough run. West leads it 7-0.
Marlon Lucky's touchdown run gives the East a 7-0 lead early on here in the second quarter.
At it, and it's absolutely made a difference for NFL scouts projecting him to the next level. It's a big, big part of the game, getting the ball out.
Cutback run by Myron Lucky, and he's all the way down inside the 10. Finally hauled down at the 3-yard line by Oklahoma's Lindy Holmes.
Oh, he's had the touchdown run, and he shows you his ability to get to the next level. This was a guy highly recruited out of high school, had a nice career at Nebraska where he rushed for over 2,400 yards and 22 touchdowns. But here you see him show the outside move, cutting back across the field. Now, the speed to get to the third level of the defense, and good work for Lindy Holmes, the Oklahoma safety. Marlon Lucky's nice pass from Hoyer, and then another one from Cantwell.
Point after is good, and it's 14-3. The East on top past the midway point of the second quarter. And Todd, when you think about Marlon Lucky, again, not to draw too many Jets parallels, but I do call their games on the radio. Leon Washington was a player that a few years ago played in the East-West Shrine game, and his numbers decreased from, say, a sophomore, junior to a senior year. Didn't have a big senior year. The stock dropped a little bit. Jets take him in the 4th round, and he became a star the past couple of years. Now, Marlon Lucky, when you look at his numbers, 1,000-yard season as a junior, only about half that as a senior. So what do you and scouts and the NFL think about a player when you see numbers drop off to a senior season? You know, where does that even specifically relate to Marlon Lucky?
You have to ask why. You know, why did the numbers drop off? For Lucky, he wasn't himself this year. He was nicked up early in the season. Wound up having 81 fewer carries. And that obviously contributed to 206 carries in 07, 125 this past year. Now he's healthy. He's had some time. You see the burst. It's back in his game. That's a big part of what he does. He's not able to run away from a lot of guys, and he's not the most explosive back, but you have to have that initial burst to get through the line. Lucky had it earlier in his career, did not show it as a senior, but it's good to see this because now you go back and you say, well, I better study that junior tape more because clearly Lucky was not himself in 2008.
It could have been a system change as well. He was in a pro-style offense with Bill Callahan.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, Bo Pelini comes in. Different systems for Marlon Lucky between his junior and senior year.
With all the stickers on the helmet, but believe me, the maize and blue is under there somewhere. Here's Marlon Lucky inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line.
I'll tell you what, the backs from for the East squad, Marlon Lucky has a touchdown. Jarvis Williams as well has gotten himself in, and Terrell Sutton had a nice kick return and some nice carries as well. Those 3 guys for the East, they've looked pretty good here in the first half.
It doesn't hurt to have Jamon Meredith, Ramon Foster center position, but Meredith and Foster are the 2 highest rated linemen here. Foster out of Tennessee, big guy, and then Meredith who can play guard and play tackle. I have Meredith with the highest grade, I believe, of any player in this entire game.
Marlon Lucky on a draw, goes up the middle again. And again, the C's part, he has a first down to about the 6-yard line. He has been the star offensively for either team here in the first half.
I think you guys have found something with this offensive line talk. There's a nice big crease right in the middle of this formation. Watch Marlon Lucky go right there on the draw. Nice eyes by Hunter Cantwell, but right up the gut. And realizing it and having some trust. That's the hardest thing for a running back when you hadn't worked with an offensive line long. Trust. And it seems as though Marlon Lucky has adjusted very well in a short period of time.
It'll be second down and goal.
And Matt Slauson, a teammate of Marlon Lucky, at right tackle, and he's a big physical player who can, you mentioned it, I think, Todd, he can play both inside at guard as well as outside at offensive tackle. That right there will will give you a lot of value in terms of the eyes of the scouts that are here today.
The roster spots. Can you do multiple things? You're absolutely right. Slauson's caught my eye. We talked about Foster and Meredith, but Slauson has probably been the most consistent this week in terms of blocking in the running game. I've been very impressed with his toughness.
And really kind of stake claim down in the red zone. Big guy, body position, but Ryan Mouton at 5'10", 180. Went right in there and challenged the big fella.
Having none of that.
No.
So instead, a 24-yard field goal attempt for Gano is good. So the East takes the interception and turns it into a field goal, and they stretch their lead to 2 full touchdowns.
Slauson, University of Iowa.
Evan Williams, University of Maryland. What's up, Mom and Dad?
Matt Slauson, the Nebraska University.
You gotta give the big guys some love every once in a while. Just a little shout out there, guys.
Slauson, he wins that award.
Well, you gotta like when they're blocking for Marlon Lucky. I think the Cornhuskers can lay claim to the first half. If Slauson has anything to do with the first half that Marlon Lucky's had.
Stopping Jaworski Lane in the back, that has been the story of the first half of this game, or the player, Marlon Lucky. You see right there getting it into the end zone, showing the scouts his ability, the burst to get to the second, third level of the defense, and just almost breaking one for the home run. He really has improved his draft stock in this week of practice and continuing through this football game.
I couldn't be more surprised in terms of an individual. With Marlon Lucky, I just thought maybe he had run out his career and wasn't going to make it the next level, but he looks like he is reinvigorated and he's showing burst and fresh legs this week. It's been a huge week for him. You're exactly right. I think he'd be a perfect fit with the Texans, the Broncos, some of those teams. As a later round pick, not a lot of risk, but you bring him in and who knows, he could turn out to be one of those great stories from the NFL draft.
Richardson punt was a good one. Jared Dillard brought down at the 11-yard line. The West has the football back, down by 4. 2 dangerous return men deep to receive. Strouder on the near side, Mike Thomas on the far side.
Oh, what a punt.
This will be Strouder. Dodges the first man. Flag comes out late. Strouder still on his feet. Ends up paying the price. Should be a block in the back called against the West.